Yes, welcome my viewers. My name is Mr. Jonah and I'm a teacher of chemistry. So I'll be taking you through a chemistry lesson. Welcome so much. I have uh, more than 8 years experience and I'm also certified by the Teacher Service Commission in Kenya. So I really want to welcome you very much. So today we are going to discuss about chemical equations, and chemical equation is one part of chemistry whereby students have really a big problem in writing them. Now, what is chemical equation? A chemical equation is a representation by use of chemical, is an equation that represent symbols and formulas of the reacting of the reactants and the products. That is, we have the reactants and we have the products. During a chemical change, we will produce or yield some product after that. So to represent that, you represent using some symbols or a formula. So that is basically the chemical equation. So it's an equation, for example, A and B are reacting. These are the reactants. These are the reactants. This is the reactants. And these are the product. This is the product. So this is the product. And this is the reactant. For instance, you can have copper metal reacting with oxygen. Produce the product copper 2 oxide. Remember, copper has more than one valency, so it is written copper 2 oxide. So this is a word equation. It's a word equation. It's a word equation. So it's a word equation. But how can you represent a word equation? You can use them now the symbols and their formula. So a chemical equation is basically using symbols and formulas to represent the reactants and the products. But how do you write it? What guidelines do you follow? Now, when writing the correct chemical equation, you need to know their symbols. For example, copper is written capital C, small u. Oxygen, O. Then copper 2 oxide, copper with valency 2. Then you will have copper is written like that. That is the formula of copper 2 oxide. Right together. That is after exchanging the formula, the valencies. That is copper with valency 2, and oxygen has valency 2. So it is written like that: Cu and O. Now, in this equation, you also need to write their states down there. In which physical states are they? Is it a solid, gas, aqueous, or is it a liquid? So you can see copper is a solid, oxygen exists as a gas, and copper 2 oxide is a solid product, is a solid state. Remember, oxygen is a diatomic gas. That is, it does not exist as a single atom, but in two atoms, diatomic, so it exists in this form. So when copper is reacting with it, it will react in this form. So if you look at this equation, the equation is not balanced, it's unbalanced. Unbalanced. So this equation is unbalanced. Therefore, if you need to balance it, then you'll have to count the number of atoms of each element on the reactant side and the number of atoms on the product side. That is, for instance, copper is 1 on the reactant side. This is the reactant side. It's only 1 copper. There are 2 oxygen. the reactant side. If you come to this side, it's one copper and one oxygen. So oxygen is not balanced. There are fewer oxygen here than on this side. So how do you balance? You look for LCM for them. So 1 and 2, the least common multiple is 1, is 2. So if I put 2 here, then oxygen now becomes balanced. But what about copper? Copper has been interfered. Copper now exists as 2 atoms, but on this side it is 1. So how again do you balance? You put a 2 here so that it balances. It balances. So in this equation you can see now it is balanced. Now, so after balancing, now it is now balanced. It's now balanced. Now this equation has been properly written. Now, if you look at this equation, we have followed some guidelines. That is, we wrote the word equation. Number 2, we wrote the correct chemical formulas and for both the reactants and the product. And then we counted the number of atoms of each element to check whether they are, the reactant and the product side are equal. Number last, if we have checked and confirmed that it is not balanced, we have looked for a common multiple number. So we introduce that number before the formula or the symbol. So after doing that, the equation becomes balanced. You check to confirm, and lastly, you write their states. So you can see that two more ratio in this reaction is that 2 atoms of copper are reacting with 1 mole oxygen molecule, 1 mole oxygen molecule to produce 2 moles of copper 2 oxide molecule. So thank you, my viewers, and I welcome you back to my channel, and please join my class. You will see the fruits of your hard work. So I'm very much confident that I'll keep to know you and also try to help you when you have if you have any problems. So I would like to welcome you in my class next time. Thank you so much.